enemies on high ground with D.Va, uh, or eating fire strikes and maybe more damage balls and other important like shit you eat with D.Va. So yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna like look at how we see this right here. So you do decide to play Hog with Orisa, with a Bastion. Would prefer D.Va here, so that way you could enable the Bastion to not worry as much. Ooh, I don't like the position of your Bastion there. Very risky. Hmm. You could be scouting a bit more over here. Like you're standing behind this payload, like very passively. You could be like, you don't have to worry that much. You could like peek out over here and like not worry at all.
Mm.
So yeah, yeah, pretty passive here. I would like to have seen some more information, like see if people are on the high ground over here, if people are like sitting up for a boop around here, or if like just who's positioned on the low ground here. See if like maybe somebody's on this side. I would have loved for you to have scouted for that.
Okay.
So yeah, just like don't be afraid, don't be passive. Ooh, look at this again. So you're basically pushing payload with Hall. What'd you do here? Okay, so first off, big mistake with this hook. You didn't. This is what happened. You saw the Brigitte, then you just pressed hook. Here, actually, here, better way to perceive it. Better way to perceive it before we get into the hook part. Don't be afraid to scout. But right over here with your Brigitte, you shouldn't be afraid to. Sorry, no, sorry. I just fucking mixed the two things up in my head again.
Go on.
Right here with Brigitte, you shouldn't have hook so early over here. Like if we, I need a tinier rewind. Wait, let me just. Does this work? Yeah, it should work. So right over here when you just saw right over here when you're just kind of standing around here, like you see Brigitte kind of like move out in a bit, and you just barely notice her. Like, look at this. I just barely pause it, and right after this frame, right after I pause it, you're gonna immediately hook.
Mm.
So this is something that you should. This is something that is a habit a lot in lower ranks, and that's basically reactively shooting. Or especially with lower rank hogs, they reactively hook. If you're gonna over here, it looked like you sure I don't know what you're doing right here, but over here you just decided to reactively hook
Mm.
the Brigitte instead of presetting your crosshair and preparing to wait for someone to walk out of that choke, prepared to like hook them. Because it looks like I'm just gonna like stand over here, and then you see Brigitte. I'm like, oh hey Brigitte, hook. Oops, I missed.
Mm.
So what I would have liked to have seen over here is like if you're not going to think about hooking the enemy with your hook, don't just reactively don't reactively use your abilities, because then first off you don't know where they're moving, you don't know if they are in your crosshair or not, if like if they're if they're you know if they're in your crosshair or not, and if like you'll catch them. So it's like pretty risky and it's kind of stupid to sometimes rely on. So over here was like so over here was a reactive hook. That's something that you don't want to do, because you reacted to a Brigitte who was like you just barely saw, and you didn't need to hook her at all. You could have just like waited more, tried to pressure her shield a bit, break her shield first, and then hook her. That would have been a more better opportunity to hook instead of just pa, see Brigitte, pa, hook, and then miss.
So what you're saying there is the reactive play, which you mentioned with people who are low rank with a hog, is reactive, where I should in reality wait to see what's happening and then use hook.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly. You
So
don't. Yeah, because you know, like how you ever heard of the term shooting before aiming?
no, but go on.
Okay, basically, you just shot before you aimed here.
Hmm.
You didn't even like aim anything down. If this was like, say for instance, if you were actually good at hog over here, a much better play that you would probably made. Let's just say for instance you're a good hog. over here, you most likely, if you wanted to go for hooking this Brigitte at this moment, what you would have done as Hog is you would have started camping this like sight line over here, or
Hmm.
maybe this sight line, and you would have started presetting your crosshair beforehand for the most optimal spot. So knowing so right when they walk out, you'll already have your crosshair placed, and then they'll just walk into it, and then you can catch them like that.
Okay.
And you can even make small adjustments too if you notice they make weird movements. But that's like acquisition speed and reaction timing and reaction time. So the reaction time is like a mechanical thing, but like this is the intuitive part.
Right. I see. Okay. So,
Yeah.
like you mentioned,
So
the acquisition
make,
is the reactive part, but setting up the hook before is the thought process to make sure the hook's more successful.
yes,
Okay.
exactly. When you're aiming, you want to make it easier to aim. You don't want to just like aim and then hope for the best. You
Yeah.
know?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's just continue on over here. Ooh, two right clicks on a diva right there. Did you realize that Diva's matrix was down?
At that particular moment, no. I think I was just reactively shooting at her.
Okay, so your ability to react to the fact that Diva was close distance to you,
Hmm.
and then instead going for left clicks instead of right clicks was definitely a mechanic. Your ability to realize that Diva was close enough for a left click and too close for a right click, was definitely not good enough right there because you ended up shooting two shots of left clicks into her. I mean, two shots of right clicks into her face when she was in perfect distance for a left click.
Just to
So
make
that's
it
definitely an
easier
example.
for me to understand, because I'm a console, is that primary fire or secondary fire?
My bad. Primary. So left click is primary fire,
Yeah.
and right clicks is
Secondary.
secondary fire.
So I was
So
gone.
I'll call it main fire and alt fire if that will make sense.
Yeah.
I might call it left click, right click
Out
sometimes.
of habit.
It's
It's fine.
very by habit.
Cool.
But yeah. So, but yeah, over here, the enemy diva was in perfect range for a primary fire.
Yep.
However, you end up shooting two alternate fires, in her face before you before even realizing that she was in distance, and by the time you check, and probably by the time you did realize it, she was already gone. Like she was already gone out, and you didn't even get a chance to like probably shoot a left.
What does more damage, the primary or the secondary? As a
The
whole.
primary fire does a lot of damage up close. It's like basically a Reaper shotgun.
Right. Okay.
Whereas the secondary fire is like, how should I say it? How is the secondary fire? Your secondary fire is like something that's a bit of a range. It's like a shotgun, but it's a ranged shotgun. It's like a shotgun that with delay. That's
Okay.
what it really is. Yeah. So you want to use it like on shields that are like too far for your primary fire to shoot down with.
Okay.
Yep. So definitely, one thing you got to work on with your mechanical ability is, oops, my bad. I think I didn't type. Improve on reaction timing. No, sorry, on reaction time. So you're not slow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely a good note right there, Sathog. If you did have a problem with that before, like didn't know that, then yeah. You see, by the way, did you see that hook right there?
Mm.
Did you see how good that? Do you know why that hook was good?
Because I was patient and waited.
You aimed before you shot.
Okay.
Yes. And that's one habit you must always make with your hog whenever you try to hook. Aim before you shoot. Where they moving, and then know where they are moving, then put your crosshair in their pathway, boom, click, easy shot.
How do you aim your hooks? I know
You lead your shots.
you
Since they're a
lead it.
projectile,
Okay.
you gotta lead your shots. You gotta
Okay.
know where the enemy is moving, and then like place it ahead of them, and then the enemy's gonna kind of like walk into it, and then you're just like gonna catch them like that.
Is it better to flick or not really?
Is it by what? Oh, flick? No. It's not. It usually you don't have to utilize flicks. It's mainly just crosshair placement. And if it is flick, well, maybe you're probably gonna have to have like a bit of a good. You're probably gonna have to have a bit of a medium to high sensitivity. I'm guessing from controller, because since your guys' aim sensitivity is consistent across all the way, and you guys aren't able to speed it up and flick, um, you're gonna mainly have to rely on placing your crosshair at the right spots. So if like someone's moving, if you know someone's about to move left or right,
Mm.
you gotta predict, are they gonna move left or right beforehand, and then you start preparing your crosshair for like that, for if they're gonna move left or right. If they're moving left, then you start placing your crosshair left. They can move right, you place it right. If they're not really gonna move at all, then try not to move your crosshair way to right or left,
Okay.
because then it can juke you.
Right.
Yeah. So in a way, you want to make sure you have a crosshair in between everything. This is a good hook right here too. I would have liked to have seen you aim for the head in that part. One,
I could literally
if
flick
you
that
aim,
one. Yeah, yeah. But that's the
yeah.
question I asked, whether to flick or I don't know what
Well,
the aim
if you
technique
if
is.
there's an aim technique where you just kind of like read the enemy's movements and then just like flick shoot. You know, like those widows that just like pull up those insane flicks
Mm.
while they're like. So this is something that not many people notice, but very subtle, very subtle. Widows actually read the enemy's movements and start aiming to where they're going to move before they make their flick.
Mm.
So kind of like, remember when Doomfist was like, remember back in the animated short with Doomfist,
Yeah.
and how he took out Tracer.
Yeah.
What he was doing, instead of reactively trying. At first, he was trying to reactively hit her and like just saying, and just basically kept saying "fuck you." But
Mm.
then he was like, "Okay, this bitch is just way too hard to get. I'm going to fucking predict her. I'm
Mm.
gonna know where she's gonna move at that right second, and boom, got her. She's out."
Right.
Same thing with Hawk. You gotta know where they're. You can't just like reactively like just use it. You gotta like know where they're gonna be, and then bam,
Mm.
strike at the right moment.
Gotcha.
It's like a snake. I'm using way too many analogies. All right, so you're pushing up pretty good here. A bit of a far flank. Let's see how well you do. Let's see what happens here. Going for a good hook. Ooh, you didn't aim for the head. Unfortunate. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3. What the fuck? That was huge. Oh, unfortunate. That was muscle memory right there. You definitely aim for that mercy at that moment.
Like for example, that for me,
That was muscle memory.
yeah, I
Actually,
was.
no, the Baptiste killed her. Actually, the Baptiste killed her before you could even hook her.
But I mean, for
She was
me,
dead.
that was a flick. That wasn't a pre. I don't know. Maybe it's a style I need to work on, which
It
I'm gonna.
was it was pre-aimed. It was. It may not look like it, but did you notice very subtly you were reading the Mercy's movements? Look at how you I could tell right over here. Oh, that's a little bit too far back. Like right here. No, a bit further. How far?
But just
What's
there.
my settings app? I rewind forward. Let's just go 2 seconds. Boom. So, oh, okay. Apparently, it's not at 2 seconds; it's at four. But we'll just not mind that. So take a look. You're instead of just basically like hooking her as soon as you see her. I noticed you wait.
Mm.
You wait a bit, and you saw how, and you saw, and right there immediately you flick onto her because you've already read her movements. You already know where she's gonna move, and you've done it super fast, so fluidly that it looked like it was just basically a flick. When really you actually aimed very quickly there. Your acquisition speed was very fast there.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's exactly how you should always aim your hooks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oop. I wouldn't have used that healed.
Yeah.
Why did you use a heal here? What happened?
Um. I'm not. I'm not too sure actually, because this is the question I have. Obviously, I don't know anything about Hulk. I don't know. Well, I know his basic roles, if they are the right roles. Shield break, the punishing with
Shield
hook and
break,
stuff like that.
break shield, hook things. What?
Hook things and just be aggressive by, I don't know, because I don't know how heal is used. In my mind, it's very reactionary how I use it. Sometimes I think to myself, cool, I'm going to use heal to escape. I'm going to use heal to be aggressive and walk towards someone. So I don't know how to use heal the right way or when to use it, depending upon the situation.
Okay, so simply put, this is when to not use heal. Do not use heal when you have the support of your healers right by. Do not use heal if you're not going to die if you don't use it. So say for instance, oh hey, you're 300 you reached down to 200 HP, but you killed pretty much everybody. You don't need to use heal instantly because then your healers will be able to come in time and heal you back up and you can save heal for that.
Hmm.
Another thing is that, say for instance, you get pushed down to 350 HP, but you're still getting healed. You still don't need to heal because then your healers are going to be there for like support. And then say for instance now, if you decide to go extremely aggressive, where where your healers won't be able to support you, that's a good time to basically start using heal. Is to go in, be super aggro, get tons of value from that aggression, and then get out with heal, and then use your healers to recuperate even further. That's how you use heal.
Oh, okay.
So use your heal to like either extend your aggression, extend your stay, extend your stay in some positions. Use it to even use it to resustain yourself so that way you can get back into the fight quickly. And so yeah, you if anything, heal should be mainly used as an extension of your aggression. That's
An
what it should be used for.
extension of your aggression.
Yes,
Okay.
that's how it's usually used.
Okay.
But that's definitely a main use that you're gonna want to start doing very often.
Extension of. Okay.
And then have your healers sustain you throughout the fight. If you know you're gonna probably be running a solo healer and you're playing Hog, then that's when you can start using your heal ability more often because your healers will usually be more occupied.
Okay.
Unless you know your healer's not occupied, then you can just like, okay, hey yo, you're not occupied, yeah? Here, heal me up. You get some moral charge. Boom, easy.
What's the counter argument for using heal to build ult charge?
Using heal to what do you mean?
Because I know I assume anyway when you heal for full with Hog, you actually get quite a fair bit of ult charge in the fight.
Oh yeah, that's another good use actually. I completely just fucking brushed over. Yeah, that's also another good use if your plan is to use that ultimate to win the fight. So
Hmm.
say for instance, if you're 70% to ult charge and you're like, hey, I'm gonna try win this fight with my Hog ultimate, then you're just basically gonna start playing where you take a lot of damage, you do a lot of damage, and then you'll try to get your ultimate very quickly.
Hmm.
That's a reasonable use for heal
Okay.
because you have a purpose for it. You're not just using it for nothing. That's completely fine. If you have a purpose for your heal where you know what you're going to use it for, that you know is going to get you that amount that you know is going to get you that amount of value,
Hmm.
then it's usually a good ability usage. If
Okay.
it's not going to really do shit for you, then it's probably a bad usage of your ability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go see this.
I have another
Now,
question. Oh, go on.
what's up?
So I don't know what. So in my head, I always believe this is the right thought process to have. There is a certain amount of ammo you need to keep in your gun if you want to sustain the aggression. So, example, let's say
Right.
I fired 3 shots. I've got 2 shots left, and I've seen some Hog, unless I'm misreading it, that they won't reload their gun because they still have halt, or they still have hook. Because in theory, if you shoot shoot, hook, and do the full combo, you should in theory kill someone. Versus
Mm-hmm.
reloading too early, which means you might miss an opportunity to fire your hook to actually pull off that combo. So, is there a rule of thumb where I shouldn't reload unless there's nothing happening in the fight, or should I almost save 3 bullets before reloading, or 2 bullets before reloading?
Let me think here. General rule of thumb uh is to basically be practical with your ammo if you're usually you don't want to miss your shots. In terms of ammo usage, I'm trying to figure out how to I'm actually breaking myself apart here by going off track by thinking about other
Go for it.
things that's leading me on to other things. Can you repeat that? Can you repeat the last part of what you said again?
Sure. So I said. if I have used, if there is 2 shots in my gun, do I wait for an opportunity to hold hook combo? Well, I mean, I keep saying it, but hook,
Oh,
shoot
that's what it
combo.
is. Hook.
Yeah.
Oh, the hook shoot. Now I remember. Okay, now I get it. If there is an opportunity that present, if you see like there's gonna be an opportunity within 1 to 2 seconds, then it's completely normal. Then it's completely okay to like basically wait a bit because you're probably gonna hook somebody within those 1 to 2 seconds, and you're gonna want within those 1 to 2 seconds. However, if you're going to instead if you feel like you're gonna have to wait even longer, it's usually just better wait. It's usually just better to reload
Gotcha.
because
Okay.
you're just gonna end up having your full clip of ammo by the time you get the opportunity to hook. You know.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna want to see you pushing up over here. I would definitely love to have seen you control this high ground over here because usually people will love to play this high ground. And if you can like basically zone people off of this high ground, they can't pressure you back up there, especially since they won't really have mobility.
Wouldn't the right option though to be with my Orisa? Or would you say the Orisa should go help
You're still
herself?
technically with your Orisa. I mean, you're shooting things she's shooting. You're in line of sight of basically if she was to hook somebody, you're in line of sight of it. That's technically with her.
At the same time, you know, you
People are
mentioned.
shooting.
Sorry to interrupt. You know, you mentioned to me before with Orisa's shield using a way to. Granted, the shield isn't that great for me to extend to allow the angle for me to be aggressive because that's what I know what you told me anyway. So should I still be using that shield regardless? In terms of that rule you mentioned to me, where Orisa should enable my aggression by creating more angles by the usage of her barrier placement.
Yeah, yeah, that still stands.
Okay, but so should I be on the high ground, as in like if I was being really pedantic,
If you feel like
which is
if
better,
you
high ground or low ground in this situation here?
high
Is it what?
ground, always high ground.
Yeah. Okay.
As you feel, unless they basically unless the entire enemy team is telling you like, no, get the fuck off high ground before we literally take away all 600 of your HP within 1 second,
Yeah.
then it's okay to be on high ground because then now the enemy's gonna be like, oh, but I like high ground. Well, actually they're not, but actually this is platinum, but they're gonna be like, oh shit, Hog's on high ground and shit, and then you're gonna be like, haha, I'm on high ground. I can stay up over here, control this area, and if you guys want this area, you're gonna have to come through me, and you have to go through up those stairs to get to me. Whereas what we call it, say if there's an engagement to like happen down there, you can basically pressure it from above. You can pressure it from above and play from it from above. And if you do decide, and you have the option to drop down if needed.
Okay.
So you have more options on high ground. But say for instance you're controlling the low ground here instead, the enemy is gonna be like, oh hey look, high ground for free. I can go up over here without being contested by anybody.
Okay.
So that's why you usually just control high ground. Like basically negate the chances of ever letting the enemy take the high ground.
Okay.
Because
Cool.
it's much easier to like it's much harder to retake than to already claim it beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was a good one.
So
I like that hook.
that heal I did, that's wrong, correct? Because there was no point in me using
That
it.
healer did was wrong. What?
That heal I just did. So when I when I shot, because right
Yeah,
now
yeah. Oh yeah, right after. Yeah, you just used your heal. Yeah, you didn't need to use a heal at all. You could have just used their healers to heal you up.
okay.
If you wanted to use if anything over here, you should definitely have saved your heal, to first after you healed up, go in with your full HP, like go very fucking balls deep to the point where you're behind that Reinhardt shield, pressure the fuck out of that Reinhardt, and then as soon as you get down to like maybe 300 HP or like 200 or like very fucking super low, then you can use your heal to just like barely get out. But you'll definitely make it because if you calculate your risk correctly, you'll know exactly when to get out alive.
When is that feeding though? Because in theory I would.
It's feeding if you die.
Okay.
If you did not calculate correctly and you die because of your miscalculation, that's feeding. If you calculated correctly and got out alive, but with the value of getting that aggression off, then that's not feeding. That's just basically that's being aggressive. That's just being aggressive.
Okay.
Feeding is just.
So in terms of because like the whole thought process and mindset as well. So I know with Ryan, you already mentioned to me in terms of mindset, it's about my health as a resource, be as aggressive as I can until I need to obviously back out with my health and my shield.
Yep.
With
In a way,
Orisa,
this can actually apply to a
yeah.
hog too.
So with Orisa, for me, the mindset I have is that combat Orisa, as you mentioned beforehand, where I don't need to place down my shield at all. Only when I get when I get aggressed on, and that is when I can use my abilities and stuff. That's what I have with Orisa. So with Hog, what kind of mindset should I have as a whole?
Always be looking to try to get aggression off. You want to create remember, you want to constantly try to create pressure. You want to constantly threaten the enemy that if they do not move the fuck out of the way, that you're gonna hook them and that you're gonna kill them. You want to always constantly create threats of hooks until the enemy just like decides, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna try and duel you, and then you're gonna want to hook them after.
Mhm.
You're gonna constantly want to pressure the tanks, see if you can try to get a stun off, especially the main tank. Usually you want to like go for. Usually your first safe option is to go for pressuring the main tank, is to essentially even point of killing him.
Mm.
As for like other targets, usually that's just like if the opportunity presents itself. If a better opportunity presents itself that gives you a lot more value, is still safe. Like say for instance, hooking a healer past the Rhine shield that's like super fucking exposed. And you're still with your team, you're like behind your shield. That's a completely safe opportunity. But however, it gets you a lot of value by killing the healer.
So I guess Hog is.
So it's basically just you want to constantly play in a position where you can constantly create threats and pressure.
Okay.
Your threats is that you have hook, and your threats is that you can basically get up into people's face and shoot them to death with your shotgun.
Right. Okay. So
that's the threats you want to constantly create.
To me, it sounds like that Hog is an opportunistic, aggressive tank, which he creates opportunity through the pressure that he has.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's definitely true. Yes.
So opportunistic tank. Okay.
You should be definitely looking for opportunities to be aggressive. But do not miscalculate, because if you start feeding all that aggression and value to try and win the fight, gone.
Okay. I don't know how to spell, by the way, so you might see some random things for me. Really misspelled. Opportunistic tank.
I don't know how to spell opportunistic or aggression. I know how to spell aggression, but I don't know how to spell opportunistic that easily.
Okay.
I forget sometimes.
With creating. All right. Cool.
English is one hell of a language, isn't it?
It's an language you understand, but sometimes if someone asks you, "What does that mean?" You're like, "I don't know. I just know when to use it."
Right.
Okay. All right. Cool. So fine. Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, let's do this. All right, let's continue on. So, yeah, you definitely could have saved your heal over there, heal up, and then go in. Because now you're just kind of like, if you look over here, if you were to basically try to go in right now, okay, maybe it still would have been okay, because you're about to have like you would already have had your heal by the time you would have gotten like super dangerously low.
Yeah.
And then get out. But like but then say for instance, if we just go back all the way to, can I just please go back? Right about here. So if you just completely saved your heal, got healed up by the teammates right here, right at this moment, or like right a split second right after this moment, you would have been able to go right back into that Rhine and probably like get in his face, shoot him in the face, and then get out.
Cool.
Yeah. So because you used the heal here, you weren't able to aggress on the enemy earlier. If you saved your heal here, you would have been able to get on them much earlier.
This is exactly what you mentioned before, I suppose, with Orisa, because I know you said to me one problem I did a lot was I fired my shield too early, and because of the fact I fired it too early, I'd have to walk past my shield to then go at an angle which, if I held my shield beforehand, it means I could have used it later in the fight. Very similar to if I use Hulk too early, where, I was very, initially with Orisa, I get scared that if I thought damage about to happen, I used Fortify. In reality, if I waited longer, I would have actually used it with a purpose, opposed to, when nothing actually happened to me.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Understood.
How the fuck did you miss that?
I don't know. I thought I saw him walk up the stairs. I knew what he was doing. I don't know how I missed it.
Yeah. Okay, over here just doing nothing the entire time. You're just like lollygagging in the back line, which is not something you wanted to do. Like I
Mm,
said, the playstyle. Remember the playstyle I told you about? This is exactly what you don't want to do in in that playstyle is lollygag in the back line.
right.
Yeah,
Constant aggression. All right.
constant aggression. Yes. Okay, usage of vault. It's a nice way to ensure shit. You'll get ultimate quickly because you have heal and other things. Not a good, not a not a good opportunity. Risk. So this is very funny. You're just like hook him in the window, and the rest is like, excuse me, I'm like all the way over here. If I wanted to hook, if I wanted to like pull him, I'd have to be like all the way over here. That's a
Right.
lot of time to
Okay.
take to
Okay.
get there.
Yeah. Fair. Fair. Fair.
Yeah, beautiful. By the way, you did you know that you didn't need to hook there because Bastion would have killed that Arista either way.
Fair. I think I was just
This
practicing.
is the reason why. This is usually the reason why I prefer Diva over Hog in these compositionals
Okay.
in this composition right here because in a way your choices overlap. You either use pull to combo with Bastion or you use pull to
That makes
combo with
sense. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. That makes sense.
oh, yeah. Unless you might end up coming across a situation where you're not going to be hooking with comboing with Bastion and pulling a lot, then yeah, that's like then maybe it's I guess a good time to like use hook combo if that like if you only use that and not be able to for some ungodly reason be able to combo with Bastion.
Okay.
Yeah. There. Oh my god, this pharmacy is just like shooting the hell out of you guys. Hmm. Let me go back over here. I want to see something. More bad. I want to go all the way back to when you just cap the point. Actually, no, right over here. So let's first evaluate. Let's just first evaluate your performance in that clip from the last part I rewinded to. Let's just evaluate your performance, and I'll tell you when to stop. Um, first we're gonna analyze how aggressive you were, and how we're gonna evaluate how aggressive you were in this engagement, and how much value you got out in this engagement, and what you could have done.
Hmm.
So first, you kill Zarya. That's it. Then you go into the back line.
Yeah, I can see. It's not. I mean, not being aggressive at all. Like you said, there's no pressure. I'm
Mm-hmm.
emitting.
Still, yep, no pressure you're emitting, exactly.
I think I was looking for. I think I have a diva mindset. I know when I play diva, I like if I know Farah's got barrage, I like to be the furthest one in the back to see where she is. I think I'm doing the same thing with Hog here. That's why.
Oh,
That's why I step backwards. Cause I think cause I'm looking around for Farah right now because I know she has barrage. That's what I'm doing right now. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but I know as diva, that's the mindset I slipped into at this particular moment. So I don't know if that's the right thing to do.
it's
But
not the right thing to do.
it's not okay.
If you were basically going to counter Farah Barrage, sure, conserve your hook for it maybe, but don't play in the back because
Right.
you still need to first off. You still need to play in the front as Hog.
Okay.
Get out of back line. Yep. So from that point, yeah, that's pretty much the only thing you really did in that engagement is just hook Azaria
Right.
and
Okay.
shooter. You forced that hook so fucking hard. What the fuck?
I thought he would walk back in, and
You were
I
like,
hit the fucking ledge anyway.
you wanted to hook that Baptiste so bad. I could see it in your eyes. Even though I can't see your eyes, I could see that you wanted him so bad. You it's so that's the thing. You're gonna have to like discipline yourself on that one. That's definitely undisciplined hooking right there. What?
I aimed for the mercy, but she hit the wall, so I got the diva
I
instead.
I, I know, I'm just like muscle memory anyone? At least this is a good crosshair placement. You made sure that your crosshair was placed like in the middle of her face. Like, okay, actually, you know what, here. Let me just clear that. You made sure your crosshair was in the middle of her face, so that way all your shots would just be like, just bleh, go right there. That's good. This is an okay heal because your healers are occupied at this moment. So heal, and plus you're kind of like right now just still recuperating. Your team is still regrouping, so this is actually a pretty good heal right here.
Okay.
Good job. You hook him? You do hook him.
So I guess that's a good example of me being patient, because obviously I could have very reactionary tried to hook him on the stairs.
Yep, that was a very good example of being patient right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna just say one more thing though. You probably didn't need to use hook on him because you first off you would have lived long enough to just killed him with left clicks alone anyways.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter because you're gonna get hooked. You're gonna get hog hook back right now. But just saying as a general note for like for further future optimal uses.
Okay.
Know how to optimally use your abilities. Right there, there she is. I like her position over here. It's a bit.
Why is
in my
this
opinion,
good then? Why is this good then? Because it's still in the
because
back. Right?
you have a purpose for this. It's good, but it's not the greatest. If anything, if I like this position, however, I'd love it more if you were positioning more aggressive. Because if you notice, the Pharah also did back out into this like hallway over here. So walking up to see like just to see if she's still there or not would be really good. So if she's not there, then you can easily concur that okay, Pharah's not there. She's obviously like somewhere around here, or she's not around there. Definitely not around. She's obviously right over here, and there's a pathway through this door, so she might come through this pathway and then do a barrage.
Okay.
So that's one thing. Is basically I would like I like this position because it has a purpose. The purpose is to counter Pharah. What I'm saying, how to improve it on, why I would like it better is have more information, and be more aggressive so you can still constantly put up pressure. Because not only could you first scout this Pharah from this big door, but you could also like shoot people from over here and charge up your ultimate. Okay. Oh, and take damage too, and end up using your heal so you get hog ult quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
Lots of big thumbs over here if you go over here. There it is. Ooh, a bit slow there. I also noticed that like Pharah came from out of your screen, so I'm guessing your position wasn't the best because if anything, it was the Pharah came from out of your screen, and that's not usually something you want to see happen.
Right,
usually, you want to catch people before they get into your screen. Yeah. Oh, you should definitely break. But if anything, here's one thing I love to do against Zarya players in my matchups. By the way, Battle, you have this much HP.
I can see the habit now I'm having. But cool.
Yeah, very reactionary. So if you're ever gonna use heal, make sure you check to see how much health you got and to see if you got healers around you to support you. One matchup I love to do against Zarya players as Hog is I love to basically force out their bubbles by left clicking the fuck out of them. Because I know I can do a lot of damage by just either left clicking a Zarya from close range or right clicking a Zarya from far for like medium range. And then if they decide to use their bubbles and still play out in the open, then it's just basically an easy hook kill pick for me, and then I can move on.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, what was that hook? What was this ultimate? Did you literally force yourself to try and kill that Zarya?
Yeah, I did. That's the reason why I used it.
Another forced play. You're a bit undisciplined in what your habits are very undisciplined. Your hog play is very undisciplined in what I see over here. I meant to say. Can you explain to me that hook and why you did it, despite the fact that there's a bad piece of immortality field right there?
I did it just because I saw a chance to practice my hook. That's pretty much.
You saw a chance to practice your hook. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's even. That's very debatable if that was even a good reason.
Yeah, I know. Well, the thing is, when I watched it in hindsight, I was thinking to myself, well, if I step backwards, actually, you know what? What it was, because I was kind of half hoping for the bat lamp to be gone by the time I did it, So that's why I throw the hook out.
Oh, you played Hope Watch. That's what you were
Yeah, I
doing.
was hoping that
Oh,
wasn't, it wasn't practicing. It was me because yeah, I was waiting for the lamp to go away. I thought it would have killed her, but in reality, I suppose if I stepped back outside of immortality field, I would have killed her.
oh, definitely. If you there's one thing you can do with hook is basically hook, walk back, hook, and then and then when the hook hits the mercy, you're still walking back even further, and you might potentially walk back just far enough to get her out of the field, and then actually potentially kill her.
Okay. Because what I hoped actually happened because she did nearly die, but I just didn't finish her off.
Yeah, so like Hog, when he like throws out his hook, he has reduced movement speed. However, he can still move back. So when you hook the Mercy and while she's coming to you, you can take this up. You can take that this window of time right here to like try move back just far enough, and then you can maybe like move forward just right up into her face and just like shoot her in the face and easy.
Isn't the combo though shoot, hook, walk up to them and then shoot melee? Or is that not the combo?
Yeah, that's the combo. That's like that's the fucking kill your ass combo.
So why would I need to walk back in that particular situation opposed to walking forward?
Because if you don't walk back, she's gonna be in an immortality field.
Right. Okay. So if I hook and walk back, it's it's
It's
it's
still
still coming to
killable.
me. I mean, like if
She'll still
I
come to you.
the moment I throw my hook, are they coming to where I press the hook button, or as I'm walking
Nope.
backwards, it's still
As they're walking backwards,
right.
they're gonna pull them all the way to you.
Right. Okay. So it's not like a Winston bubble where wherever you
Yeah,
place it.
it's not like a Winston bubble. So say for instance you hook here, then apparently for some reason you're over here. Instead of the Mercy being hooked to this spot, she's instead hooked right to this spot instead because you're still over there.
Gotcha.
You can still be constantly moving, and then Mercy can be like, "Hey, stop fucking dragging me around the place." If you're like for some reason like light speed fast.
Okay.
But yeah, that's how it works. That's like the mechanics of how it works. By the way, let's just like evaluate your aggression here and see how much value you get out of this fight. There's a diva in the back line. Let's see which. So this is let's see what happens about this.
I think I attempted to hook her there. I was nowhere near the hook, but I was just looking for her.
Tell me, how should you have tried? How should you have? What do you think would have been a better possible way to have tried to hook her there? What could you have done better to have increased the guarantee that you would have landed hook on diva?
If I wasn't where I am now, just keep walking forward, I guess, basically.
Okay, so like play more forward so that way the diva's a bit more of a bigger target.
The baby diva, yes. But I think the reason why I backed up at this is kind of like a hook where if I get it, awesome. If I don't, fine. But I was very wary about the diva bomb, so that's why I was walking backwards. If I just so happen to catch her, awesome. If not, at least I don't die and then still contribute in the fight. This is why I walk backwards at this particular moment.
I understand the safety calculation of that one. However, you missed out the calculation where you could have just played around this Orisa barrier. Because do remember, she threw Diva Bomb up, okay? And it's gonna fall back down, and Orisa Shield is gonna block basically anything that's kind of like on the ground. So you would have still been completely fine here if you just basically played more upward behind the Orisa barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the scary bombs are the ones where basically like divas fucking launch it into the sky and it for some reason explodes in like the middle of the sky, like around this height. Those are the scary ass bombs.
Okay.
The only reason why that diva bomb got you is because of that small ass crease.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
that Hull Hog was the play of the game, I'm gonna be fucking proud. 4 kills, no, 3 kills and 1 diva mech.
I also
Fucking-
forced out fucking Valkyrie because the mercy didn't want to fall off.
Oh yeah, that's right. And she still died anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it's okay. You don't want to fall off your pride like that. That's okay. Go be shit.
Okay.
I'd rather die in a pool of water and keep my ultimate than using it to just stay alive for a few longer seconds. I like using ultimates to win.
Yeah.
Look at, oh my god, this Roadhog skin. Look at this. I'm drawing over his face. My god. It's fucking crazy. What the fuck? Drunk enough for Bastion? What? Colorblind would take offense to this. Super jump? What happened? Oh. Oh, your Mercy must have probably pulled off one of the EV tech tricks.
Yeah, he's been practicing that a lot.
Dude, I don't even know how to fucking do that. I'm trying to like figure out how the hell to do that.
I think we're just in a good mood here, so just talking shit.
Yeah. I'll be honest. Hog, Orisa, Bastion on defense. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like this composition that much, mainly because of the reason that you can't really do a lot here as Hog. All you can do is just maybe spam shield a bit, but then that's it. If anything, I probably would have liked to have a D.Va here much more, because currently, if we kind of look, for these 8 seconds, you've done nothing so far. Bastion's been shooting, Orisa threw out a halt, and people have already been shooting Orisa's shield. The enemy has already been shooting Orisa's shield, and Orisa's shooting at their shield. So already your teammates and the enemy have been starting to get value out of shooting each other's shield. If you were D.Va in this moment, you would have been able to actually have gotten a nice matrix off, absorbing their damage and supporting the relationship, giving you guys value in the fight and a bit of some and maybe some sort of like advantage. Not a tangible one, but like some sort of
Right.
advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, because you'll be able to still break barriers the same way. Let me guess, did you take that charge on purpose because you wanted to get heals?
Nope. Just a bad
What?
position.
Oh man, that was a good IQ play, man. If anything, I would have I'd been like, yes. I've been like, yes, Ryan, charge into my fat ass. I may be giving you ult charge, but you're giving me ult charge too.
I literally stood there to try and hook the whatever was in there, messed up my hook. Ryan was charging, and I had no choice just to take it.
Uh-huh. You're not gonna at least heal up? The fact that you're not topped off here is bothering me, because then you're gonna just get your heal back in like 8 seconds anyways. So another note about your gameplay, you don't tend to use heal even though it's just gonna come back in time. Ooh, they have Hog now. I don't like this position. I like the part where you're holding more up, because then you can immediately spam the shield and create more threats. By playing up more, because you can like threaten someone to hook someone into the pit. So I would definitely like to see that.
But am I overstaying my welcome there? Because in theory, like you said, the whole the calculation, if it's a misplay or not. If I stand there, I keep waiting for it. Could they very easily just rush me down, and then that's feeding?
If they nope, it's not feeding. It's only feeding if you die.
Okay.
Feeding is when you die.
But I suppose isn't it like yes, I agree with that statement, but isn't that
You can
also
feed a ton of ult. You can feed a ton of ult charge, but if you're still alive, if you know that, you got to make sure if you know that they're going to rush you. Very good question. If you know that if you're worried about them rushing you, right? So if you're worried about that, then then that's okay. Just make sure you kind of figure out, okay, how are they going to be able to rush me? Or are they going to be able to kill me from that rush? Probably will, because then if you just stay there. However, if you keep your distance just far enough, and try not to get too close or caught up in the enemy's CC abilities like Hog Hook or Rissa Pool, you'll be able to definitely make it out alive, because you will be playing in the line of sight of your team where they can easily support you.
Right, okay.
And plus, if you shout out "Help me, help me, help me," and stay alive from it, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. They'll definitely be able to help you from that like low ground over there where the payload is. Yeah, so if you notice, you're being a very passive off tank here, kind of doing nothing.
Wait, am I thinking too much that Hog's a peeler? Because I'm kind of the reason why I'm there because I know it's been a while since nothing's happened, and I don't know where this particular hero is. I'm kind of waiting to punish that flank, or should I not even be doing that? Because I'm not actively doing anything at that particular moment besides just waiting for something to happen.
Okay, so first off, here's the way how the peeler role works in Overwatch. Peeling, the reason why people peel is because they know they can get value off of that peel. If they mitigate the enemy's aggression to the point where the enemy has overcommitted enough, or has overcommitted their abilities, they can punish them. They can punish them by being ahead in value or get a kill, possibly,
Mm,
from that peels. If the enemy, the double-edged sword that is the peeling, is that the enemy just can ignore you, and you're just essentially basically creating a 5v6 in
right.
that moment. So if you know that the enemy is not going, if you know that the part of being a peeler is being able to prepare for threat, because it's about being able to take the enemy's aggression head on.
Mm,
If you're not going to if you're not going to what's it called, if you know the enemy is not going to create any sort of like backline threats or anything like in that specific moment or specific time, and you know you have like an opportunity to like put out some extra aggression, then that's completely okay. Because then in that moment, because while the enemy is spending time trying to create a flank, trying to create a backline flank or backline threat, you're over there in the front line getting value for your team, and then if you can, and then if you're aware enough of what's going to happen in the backline, um, you can rotate back to the back line in time to be able to peel for your team, because you're first off not really committed to the front. You're not committed to like doing stuff to the front line really. You're just right now kind of like playing a bit of a waiting game, because the enemy is first kind of like part of the enemy's team is committing to trying to get value off of a flank,
mm.
whereas you're just kind of like right now your win condition is to uh your win condition is right now to just basically mitigate that type of flank, since there's really kind of like no better solution.
Okay,
I'm
so
sorry. Did you understand all that mumbo jumbo I just said?
yeah, so just to summarize from there, um, so it's all about being constantly active, doing something, and
Yes.
if what I'm doing now is an example of me doing nothing, where I'm waiting for something that might happen, which in theory, if they don't actually go down that flank route, I've created a 5v6, where what should happen is I should always be actively doing something, but if I'm aware that something's going to happen or whatever that might be from there, I'm still in the position to one, still provide value in the front line, but at the same time, if needed, be able to switch towards the peeling style, but that is only when it's needed, opposed to waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's right. Yes. Okay. Thank God I explained it correctly to you. Then
Okay.
I would have been afraid if like I would have been afraid that I kind of like rambled too hard.
That makes sense to me. Peeling.
You just jumped down over here. Didn't even hook the Reaper.
I think I got pushed off or something. I don't know if I got pushed off. I think I got just pressured by him. Oh no!
No, you just.
I thought he jumped off. That's why I jumped off with him, but he just went back on. Because I saw him moving to the
Oh,
right, so I
you
thought.
got debated by you got debated. He wasn't even trying to debate you. That's the funny part.
uh, I thought he was jumping up. That's why I followed him. So
You played yourself, dude.
then I waited, and I didn't get him because he went to Wraith, and then yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm seeing my problems now. Okay.
Your acquisition speed was a little slow there. That's just a mechanical thing. Gotta over time, you just gotta make sure that you just gotta work on doing your acquisition speed and try to be fast. Oh, the crosshair was in place, bud.
So I didn't see that particular moment. I'm just typing in the note you just made to me.
Oh, okay, sorry. Let me just like go back a bit then.
A5. Okay, cool. Do you want to show me?
Yep. It's a bit unfortunate that you're kind of like doing a torb right now and he starts using this overload. Bad crosshair placement. Now you're gonna die.
Why is it bad, sir? I thought I hooked him, so I'm a bit confused why it was bad.
You hooked him, but then you didn't shoot. You didn't shoot him
Ah, okay.
correctly.
Cool.
Your hook was fine. Your hook was completely okay. It's just that you didn't. Your follow up was just shite.
Right. I think I panicked as well because low and he overloaded. I was like, oh shit. And I guess I was trying to retreat before I actually was trying to be aggressive.
Yeah. You were cornered there. You couldn't have done anything but like tried to kill him before.
Yeah.
Unless he expose you first.
I have a question then. So with the whole peeling idea as well. Now, obviously, D.Va is very, very versatile. She can do loads and loads of things in a game. I recently played a scrim against an external team, and our Zen was being harassed. Well, was being harassed a lot by the Sombra. Because obviously she's invisible, so you can't necessarily always be in the front line, and then you know.
Do you do the D.Va scouting thing where you basically kind of like shoot all over the place?
I constantly shoot around and stuff like that.
Do you know where to shoot exactly?
Behind Zen and round corners where she might be sitting.
Okay, yeah, just making sure. Yep.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So in that situation then, because as you mentioned, if I'm waiting to peel, I in theory could have missed out on all the opportunities happening out in the front. But since Sombra has the ability to engage literally whenever she wants to, does that mean that I stay in the back all the time? That's the balance. I mean, because
no, the balance is basically be active in the front, but don't commit to the front. Commit to the back line. Save your resources for the back line. Does that make sense?
Mm.
So, like, say for instance, you have boosters. You're in the front. Zen's in the back. Okay. Then Sombra pops out of Zen. Then you immediately boost it back and just try to start peeling for Zen. That's what basically peel is. It's a bit tough too because you kind of have to do a bit of a 180 to like turn around to the Zen, which kind of sucks because then Zen might be like 50 HP by the time you turn around.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, unless your Zen's good at moving. Unless your Zen doesn't like stay still and shit, then yeah, he has probably a higher chance.
Okay. Should again? I'm talking about more my team rather than me. But should the Zen should the Zen come closer to us then? A lot closer for me not to have to be so stretched.
Definitely. If you should usually if anything, if I was ever a D.Va and I had to play against a Sombra and I had a Zen player on my team or like any player that would usually be easily hacked, that's not me. I would basically try to hold on. I would usually kind of like have them yo, don't play too far back. I can't peel for you there.
Yeah.
And then if I hear the Zen, I say, well then get all the way fuck back in. I'm just like, no, you get over here.
Right. Okay.
So then one time I had a Zen say that to me, I'm just like, no, you get over here.
Right. Okay. Right. Gotcha.
Yep.
Right. Because the only reason why I ask, because sometimes I do feel like I'm just in the back, not all the time, but in the back where I'm doing a lot less than I could be doing in the front.
Yeah.
But now it makes sense where, be in the front but not in the front and save all my abilities to peel opposed to anything. Okay, got it. Okay, understood.
Yeah, you got it. Good. Sometimes you might have to play a bit of a waiting game because you might not even be able to get abilities. The enemy doesn't even come to you.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, your team got destroyed there. So first off, let's just figure out how that first point went. First Reaper got a really good flank off. He ended up dropping, not being able to counter the Reaper, and then since there was no counter play to kind of like come back and killing the Reaper, you essentially kind of ended up entering into a 6v6. Actually, no, you went into a 6v6. However, you were separated from your team. Tor went in to get a kill on you and succeeded. So then it was basically a 5v6 with you dead, and then it just basically snowballed from there. You lost first fight because then you ended up dropping down and getting killed by a Tor. Oh well.
Okay.
It was complete. There was no counterplay or like some way to win back against the enemy. So anything? Let's see what happened. You did first fight. First fight, basically, you brawled out a Reinhardt. No, wait, no. First fight, you brawled out a Reinhardt, won that first fight. Second fight, you did nothing. Second fight, you tried to hook a Torb, kill him, and then died. That's something you definitely don't want to have happen. So yeah, usually if you're ever gonna play alone as Hog, try to be careful around the enemies who can easily kill you. I'm gonna be honest. I did not know that Torb could easily kill Roadhog until I saw that.
Okay.
I now realize that Torb is a fucking hog counter, which is something I would have never thought I would have said.
Especially with Overload on.
Yeah, that's what makes him a fucking counter. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, that's scary.
So here, by the way, so what I'm calling out here is my Rissa wants to set up on the high ground, but I said that if we position the high ground, the line of sight is really poor for us, so I'd rather have it on the low ground. Is that the right call to have? Because of the better line of sight, we could be able to do a lot more damage before they approached us versus up the top there.
Debatable. Usually, if I was Orisa in that situation, I would definitely have placed my shield up there on the high ground for a bit, mainly just so that way I can see if there's like any enemies on the high ground, and if there are, I know that for sure, and I can possibly try to do something about it before the payload reaches to, like, say for instance under this bridge, because right now, how I want to engage the enemies, the core that's on the payload, is basically I want to be able to engage them with my Orisa shield already over here. However, the payload's still not there yet, so I have time to set up. So while in the time I have to set up, I'm just gonna basically play around the high ground, see if I can make some sort of any advantage up there. And if there's nothing good that I can do up there, then I can just basically wait up there, camp up there, control that high ground for a bit, and then drop to here when needed. Because as a main tank, it is critical that I hold certain areas of spaces. Just holding the high ground up there as main tank is just a beneficial. It's just a beneficial opportunity to me.
Okay.
That's what it is. So that's basically what I've said with Orisa.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah. What? No left click after hook?
I guess.
No, sorry. No right trigger after hook? What do you play on PlayStation? Do you play on PlayStation or Xbox? You play on PlayStation.
PlayStation.
What's the thing called? Do you use R1 or
R2?
R2?
R2 for primary fire.
No R2. No R2 after hook. Unfortunately, man, bad combo.
I guess had the conscious thought of just using my whole hog at that particular moment.
Crap. I love the Rhine barrier broken. You should be definitely Oh, fucking sexy. That's Reinhardt. Reaper in the back, but you kill him. Nice. Well, your Torb kills him. Okay, first off, let me just go back a bit. We're gonna talk about hog hook distance, okay? You see that Ana where she is, right? Yeah. Tell me, how far do you need to be able to hook that Ana?
I don't know what the range is. 15 meters?
Okay, don't use meters, but like, look at this screen, okay? Tell me, we're in this picture, should you be positioned here, where you exactly are at, or maybe more further up somewhere? Like, where do you think you should be positioned?
By the stairs, a lot closer.
A lot more closer, exactly. Because if you try to hook her, what's just gonna happen? Not gonna reach, you know? So you gotta take into consider the reach of your hook and try to position as close as you can. That way you increase the chances.
I think I thought there was an edge, as in I thought the river was there, but then when I looked at the video, I was just like, oh, there's more space for me to walk forward. I think that's more map awareness than anything.
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, the most likely it definitely was map awareness. Unfortunate. Could have gotten it right there. Your Orisa called you bad. Lol. Orange. Oh, that was a clutch hook. I was gonna say, just before we got into that hook, let's just kind of like look at that Reinhardt. Play. Hey, look, you're not shooting at all. I mean, hook I can understand, but like you're not shooting at all. There's a Ryan right there. Just right click, you know. Don't even spare the Reinhardt a second to like look at you.
I think for me, so sometimes with hooks, I prioritize hook sometimes a lot more. So when you see me pause sometimes, that's me like almost waiting for hook opportunity to happen. Because I know when I play some hog sometimes in quick play, I die because I'm waiting for me to use hook, where I should be kind of shooting, and then hooking. So in that situation, I was kind of waiting to hook. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
That's what the thought
But
process
while
I
you're
think was
waiting,
on.
you should spend your time waiting by shooting.
Yeah, of course. That's just thought process. Anything else? I mean, bad
Yeah.
habits. Anything else?
Yeah, bad habits. That was a good hook right there. That would actually, that Diva Bomb actually would have been so good there had you not been on Hog. Wait, what? How'd your Bastion die? Why is he even out?
You just stayed in the immortality field. I mean, I guess you didn't hear the call to rotate or pull back.
Yeah, what the hell is he doing? He's feeding. Oh, that's feeding right there. That's feeding because you know why?
Why?
He died.
Right. Okay. Oh yeah, you already said that to me. Okay.
He died for something he didn't even need to die for. Oof.
To be honest, looking at that now, that was a very lazy hook. I just threw the hook.
That was a very lazy hook.
I hit the ground.
You're just like, I don't feel like aiming. Misses everything. Okay, hook. That was honestly a bit lazy right there. Not the hook, but like just the effort. Could just shot him. Pretty good right there. Payback. I like this right here. I like this position. You're creating threats and pressure. You're definitely creating the threat that if they don't fucking watch for you. That was so slow. I would have definitely hooked much more earlier. When I mean much more earlier, I mean like 1.5 seconds earlier.
Yeah.
No. Actually no. 0.75 seconds earlier. 1.5 is actually way too early because then that means I wouldn't have even seen the Rhine yet.
Okay.
I speak as if 1 second is an extremely long amount of time, which it is.
Well, it is. Well, if you look at McCree's sudden change in point
Yeah,
one
it's so
shooting, it's so
Jesus
fast.
Christ, he's a monster. I don't like it. I hope they don't fucking pull through with that because that's actually gonna literally kill Reinhardt. Because Reinhardt is so easy to headshot with. I will like literally like the fucking if they ever do go through that with McCree, I'll never be able to put down my shield at all against the McCree. I'm not even gonna probably be able to play Ryan against McCree because I'll just like be forced to shield. Oh, what?
I don't know why.
Didn't you not? Damn, you were way too slow to recognize that right there. But you definitely did not need to use heal. So your reaction timing is like pretty slow. Gotta improve on that mechanical ability. It's gotta be faster.
Now this hook, I had no idea how I hit the diva. To be honest.
Luck. That's how you hit the diva. Now the follow up.
Yeah.
Now here's a follow up. Yeah, you definitely didn't deserve to hit that. That was definitely lazy.
Lazy
Hey,
well.
remember the time when I talked about reactive hooking back when the break on the first hook?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yep.
But this
I would have definitely just as a bit of a small thing, I would have definitely played this played my position more on this like right side over here. That way I would have been able to see more into this room. Because you're kind of only just pressuring this tunnel right over here. You're not really doing shit into this room. And I feel like if you could do shit to this room and stuff.
But
So, yeah.
but like you said, this is better positioning by me because I'm at the front, almost constantly pressuring, I suppose.
Yeah, you're constantly pressuring.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh no! Whoops. Oh wait, did I go too far back?
You
Oh no,
did, yeah.
spoilers.
Just it, just it.
It's good now. Oof, that was a bad pull by Arissa. That was you. You were just basically trying to fulfill your job. That was a bad pull by her. Good job. I would have expected you to try and hook him. I would have definitely loved Tessie to right click there because then while you were aiming and taking your time trying to aim at her, you could have shot.
Mm.
Yeah. I would have just walked up and left click that. you spent more time trying to like lock. You spent more time trying to walk back and trying to like get a good right click off,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
which would definitely would have been much more longer than just say for instance
Yeah.
walking.
No, I agree with that as well. I still don't know the exact. Well, I don't know what it visually looks like to hit that sweet spot where he does the max amount of damage.
I would say if anything, try not to focus on this. Actually, you know what? Try to focus on the sweet spot, but like, um, try not to like prioritize hitting fucking sick ass right clicks over easy opportunities to just hit left clicks by just walking up.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I could have been a lot more. Oh, I was actually, to be fair, I was looking for back cap. That's why I was here.
By the way, let's just kind of like look at this, okay? You're just basically waiting for the enemy to regroup and attack again. Where could you be holding up right now? There's two spots you could be holding up.
High ground at the top to see if they're coming up.
Yep.
Or I suppose in that room there, but I don't know. I'd be with my Arissa.
Well, actually, I was gonna say like over here.
Yeah,
this room is technically.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I meant. That room to the right.
Oh, you mean with the bastion?
No, I mean like that. Where I tried to hook the torps the first time.
Up over here or in this room here?
To the right hand side. So where my gun is right now.
Oh, this side. This high ground?
No, literally that doorway in the right hand side.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, it's like that. It's that doorway that's on the side. It's on like here. Let me just like see if I unpause it.
Oh shit! Doing something.
Yeah, like this doorway. Yeah.
No, this doorway here. Did that come up on your screen? Did that work?
I'm currently on 14:01 on my time stamp.
14:02. I don't matter then. Yeah. But yeah. For me, either top left high ground or in that doorway where my crosshair is right now.
Yeah.
That's where I would have thought.
Yeah, that's definitely okay. I would have definitely picked this space over here because then you're kind of just like it's basically an opening thing. It's just basically an opening. It's just basically an opening habit where you try to go for openings that give you like an early advantage in the fight, so it's easier to win.
Okay.
So I would definitely hold up over there with the bastion, or maybe up on this high ground, just like a scout. So yeah, either one would have been good. What?
He stunned my hook.
He was stunned by your hook, but then you also got stunned out of hook.
Was it?
Damn, that Ryan got tapped by you. Yeah.
I thought he just counted my hook when I was about to throw it. But anyway, that's neither here or there.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a win. I honestly would have preferred a loss, to be honest.
So this is the only hog video I had, to be fair, and the one I recorded today was Zario. It's a loss. So that's the one I wanted to show you, but it's fine.
Yeah.
So a lot from this because the whole constant pressure creates opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh, he did get opportunistic tank. That's what I like about it. So I can definitely include that with my whole gameplay.
Yeah, definitely. Just make sure you don't end up feeding, okay?
Yeah, fair.
All right. It's already 11:48. I actually need to go right now.
That's cool.
As much as I would love to go over the other VOD with you, I gotta head out.
That's a lot.